Hey, Dave here, and welcome to Youth Wednesday. And today we have two special guests, the two men of the hour, the Johnson twins, and it's Riley and Jonathan. And Riley and Jonathan, thank you for coming on, and thank you for chatting with us.
You're welcome. We're glad to be here. Yeah.
Good. So start off with your names and what school you go to and what major you're studying.
So my name is Riley Johnson. I am in my sophomore year at Florida Gulf Coast University over in Fort Myers. Right now I'm doing online due to everything. But my major right now is criminal justice. And my name is Jonathan Johnson. I'm also a sophomore at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I'm majoring in psychology right now.
Okay. Did you guys change majors?
Yes, I did. I started at exercise science or like physical therapy, something around like that genre. But sciences, I was struggling in the science department, so I had to switch it up. I also had exercise science, but I kind of had a change of interest, and because psychology, you can really like help people in that field of study. So I kind of switched over to that because I'm thinking about doing something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What did before I move on to the next question, now it's kind of easy to tell you guys apart.
Yeah.
Like on trips and stuff, and like in youth group and confirmation, you guys look so much alike, and had the same haircut. So now I can see that Jonathan has the longer hair.
Yep. Yeah. We both had long hair. I grew mine out for a while, and then I just cut like last week, 2 weeks ago. I decided like I'm cutting it, and I cut it off. My hair is like double the length.
His was way longer than mine was.
I was getting it going, but I decided I cut it all off. It's time to clean it up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, you can kind of tell us apart now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Helping me out.
What inspired you guys to change your majors in your field of study?
Well, I wanted to do exercise science because like I like working out and everything like that. But the sciences, I've always struggled with sciences, but what kind of inspired me was like criminal justice. I mean, there's a lot you can do with it, but kind of like with everything going on today, like that's like it's a tough field to be in because of like all like the police stuff and happening and whatever. But It's like you could, if you do something good out of it, then you could be like someone that's maybe like helping change what's happening today,
Yeah.
Because like everybody needs help now, so
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then, like I kind of said earlier, I changed mine because, like, I mean, exercise science, I guess you could get paid good for it, but in the psychology field, there's a lot of people that need, like, mental help and, like, they need psychiatrists and therapists and stuff like that. And, I mean, I've had to talk to people that are, like, struggling, and I enjoy helping people and talking to them and trying to, like, help them get through what they're going through. So I kind of because I had a friend who I was talking to a lot, and it kind of made me realize like I enjoy helping people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that you both actually are doing something different now. And both will be helping people out in many different ways. So
especially with everything going on these days,
Right. Yeah. Cheers to you guys. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
People need help without a doubt. And
sure.
Thank you for doing that. So do you guys work?
Yes. I'm working pretty much not full time, but I work 40, 50, 55 hours a week at a Blue Point Bar and Grill. I'm a busser, food runner, bar back, pretty much do everything there. Yeah. And
So that is full time without a doubt.
Pretty much. It pretty much is.
and what I'm doing right now, and we both have the North Pole Christmas tree, the place that we're
That's
like
coming up,
we're
yeah.
seasonal workers. We've been there 4 years now, so that's starting within the next couple of weeks. But right now, what I'm doing is, because my mom's a nurse, so her boss, like some of the patients needed like male like assistants. So I have a patient down on Palm Beach, and I'm going there 4 days a week. Like I get there at 9:30 and leave it. So like 12-hour shifts basically. Just helping her out, like help her feed her, stuff like that. Just like the daily care. And I'm basically there just to help the nurses out. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So
That's
you're
it.
an aide.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good job. I'm getting experience in all types of things now. So yeah.
I was doing that. I was helping take care of a stroke patient, but he recovered like so well. So they don't, because he started kind of walking on his own. He was able to start moving. So they didn't really need me anymore.
Oh,
I
you
was-
helped him heal. That's
I
awesome.
did. I helped him recover.
So
Yeah,
what do
help-
you guys do on your spare time?
With the little we have,
Yeah.
we're
We're going surfing later today, probably. I mean,
yeah.
we're doing a lot of online schoolwork.
Yeah,
Come home from work, lay in bed, start doing my assignments late at night. You know, it's
Yeah, it's we're
staying busy right now. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
because with the online classes, it's kind of different from in person. Like they load you up. Like
Yeah.
you'll log on. There's like 6 new things that you had that you didn't have earlier in the day. So it's
Oh, wow.
like work and school pretty much is what we're doing right now.
Try to surf. You know, go to the beach every once in a while, but
Good. Yeah, you guys don't have that much time in between. That's
I really
Yeah,
don't. Especially I work doubles. Like, I mean, he works 12-hour shifts, but some of my shifts will be from 10 a.m. and I'll get off at like 3 a.m. on Fridays, on weekends usually. So
yeah, and then
I'm working.
once the North Pole starts, we're gonna be there on our off days. So I'm gonna be working 7 days a week, 60, 70 hours a week almost. So I'm gonna be putting the work in.
Yep.
definitely are.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah. Saving the money for college.
Exactly.
That's cool. Good job.
Yeah.
And the one thing we're really working for is we share a car right now. And, you know, as we get closer to graduating, we might go separate ways. So our main goal is to each buy our own car.
Yeah, but we're working on
That's
that.
what we're working on mainly. But
That's cool. Yeah, it's got to be tough at times.
yeah.
You're sharing a
especially
car.
working, he takes the car to work. I got to take my dad's car. I got to take my mom's car. And so our own car would be nice.
Yeah.
I understand.
Mhm.
Do you have anything to say to like the current youth group members here at St. Mark's? Like some suggestions or some wisdom that you might have for them?
The one thing that I would really say is no matter how busy that you are, just make time to actually go. Because I know when I was in the youth group, there was times where I was like, oh, I have to do this. I'm not going to go this week or whatever. But when you look back on it, you realize, oh, I wish I would have went more. So just make the time to go, really. It's worth it
Yeah.
in the long run.
Definitely worth it in the long run. Especially like I feel like towards the beginning, like my freshman, sophomore year, I wasn't like as into it and everything. But once I got older and kind of realized like what it was all about, like I started going, we were at all the meetings, all the mission trips we could go on, North Carolina, Costa Rica, all those. So yeah, and all the relationships that you make, like you make a lot of friends, meet a lot of new people, go new places, travel. It's like learn about God. It's all benefits. There's no
Yeah.
negatives in it, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a great plug, you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good answers. I love it. What hopes, we're going to go a little deeper now.
Okay.
What hopes do you have for the world today?
That is an interesting question.
A lot. There's a lot.
Like
People just need to start, whether like someone else has a different opinion than you,
that's exactly what I was gonna
people
say.
need to learn to just accept it, because especially on the news, everything is completely divided into two sides right now. There's one side, there's a good side, there's a bad side, and everyone disagrees with the other one. So if people can just look at other people's viewpoints and actually be able to discuss it or agree with it or even change their mind when someone points out something that's factual. People tend to just disagree with it because they want to. But I mean, people just need to be more, I don't know, they just need to
More
listen
open.
more open to new things, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I would
And that's
say.
like my main thing. It's kind of what he said, but it's like, especially with like the whole like presidential election happening right now and everything, it's like there's so many people in the world, and it's like nobody in the world has the same exact opinion. So it's like some people can think some things, like for example Trump and Biden, like some people like Trump, some people hate him, some people like Biden, some people hate him, but it's like nobody has the same like beliefs, you know? So it's like it shouldn't be split down the middle. It should be, you have your opinion, we have our opinion, and go about our ways like that. And it's like that's how everything is now. It's like if you have one opinion, you're wrong, like, because, and that's what like everybody talks about, like nobody can look to the other side of like what other people are thinking. And I don't know, it's just there's all the racial inequality and stuff. That stuff all needs to end. And just all the problems, it's too much, because we used to have a nice little peaceful world going on here in the United States. Like there wasn't much happening, but it's getting
the racism always there has just brought it to the surface.
Yeah, but it's getting out of hand.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I just hope everybody can eventually all learn their own opinions and go on about their days, you know.
Right. Learn how to take someone else a different opinion than yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. I feel like that's happening now.
Yeah, because you see, I mean, especially on social media, someone will post, "Oh, go Trump" or whatever, and then on like the app TikTok or whatever, they'll have hundreds and hundreds of hate comments, and like just people just have no respect really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
What will the world look like in 50 years?
oh gosh,
When you're like 70 years old.
I really I don't even know if you can really answer that, because I mean, look at the world we live in now. Everyone's wearing masks. You gotta stay 6 feet apart. There's all these things going on that a year ago, no one imagined that this is the times we'd be living in. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a movie scene, like walking into grocery stores, everyone's got their suits on, their masks, the goggles.
and then the riots that started happening, that came out of nowhere, because I mean, the whole George Floyd, that happened, and then riots for days and nights, and
so
it's
in 50 years,
Who
or in a
knows?
couple of years, everything could go back to normal. Another major event happens, and all this happens all over again. So it's like, it's hard to predict, but
it is
hopefully it'll be not what it is
better.
now.
Hopefully it'll be better.
I'm with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to tell though. But yeah, hopefully maybe some flying cars.
Yeah, there will definitely be more technology.
Yeah.
Everything will be like technology advanced. And
Yeah, I feel like eventually all school is going to be online. Doctors' offices are already starting to be online. Even before Corona, I've had the online cough over the camera, and they send you the medicine through the mail, like stuff like that. Like technology is advancing. So, and even now with school, like people after Corona goes away, people are still gonna want to like take their precautions and not go out, because if it ever comes like the yearly thing, like the flu, people aren't gonna want to get exposed to it. So, I feel like a lot of things are gonna progress online, as like it is now, but I think everything's going to be online eventually.
And people will start losing their jobs due to the technology advancing, because that's going to be literally replacing people in some industries.
Yeah.
So.
Everybody will have a AI robot and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, like online therapy, online workouts. Because like, especially now, like I was talking, because at my work, we have a physical therapist that comes in for our patient, and he was saying that even now, like all these workout apps and like training apps and stuff like that, like nobody wants to get personal trainers or therapists anymore, because you can download an app and they show you everything how it is. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, so I guess
Interesting.
It changed majorly.
yeah.
Couple more questions.
All right.
Who is God to you?
God to me He is the man upstairs. You know, he's the one person that you can always count on, that you always have his trust. He'll never betray you. He'll, you know, it's like you don't have to think about what you do or how you do things. You always know that he's gonna accept you, and he's gonna, you know, like he's always gonna have his faith in you. If you have his faith in him, like he's always the one that you can count on, really. Like one of the only ones you can always count on.
That's cool.
If that makes sense.
It does.
To me, he's the one person that can really keep you going, keep you motivated. If you're going through, you know, a rough time or whatever, and you think you're never going to come out of it, just like you think about him and you just know that it's part of his plan for you. So it can give you kind of a motivation that this is what he wants from me. He wants me to go through this. He wants me to learn from this, and that there's going to be something better on the other side. And you got to keep yourself motivated through him.
Yeah. That's awesome. Two great answers. And then I know it's hard to answer some of these questions. Like,
I know.
But you guys did great.
Thank you.
Great answers.
Yeah, he's always there for you, no matter what.
That's right. I agree. What do you miss most about St. Mark's, and why?
The family. Like everybody there is family. You know, everybody knows everybody.
Hey.
The connections I've made with people there. Like everybody's gone off to college. And everything. So it's like everybody's kind of grown distant from each other because we're all doing our own things now. But just the connections that everybody has there, and how you can, like, it feels home when you go, you know, like, just like, yeah, like the connections, really.
That's cool.
And all the trips and the youth group and the meetings and the food drives and the train shows and everything, like all the events and everything. Right. It's all fun.
That's cool.
The thing that I miss about it is honestly just the Sunday morning services, especially with the busy weeks and the stress that especially all these college kids are now going through. They're kind of learning a new way of life, being able to come back and just relax for an hour and a half and watch, you know, the sermon and just kind of be able to get rid of that stress for the week that you've been going through. It's a Sunday morning, it's the end of the week. You had your Friday, you had your Saturday, and then Sunday, it's just kind of the relaxing day. You get to talk to God and pray and just get all your stress out.
That's cool. Great answers again. Thank you. What do you do to stay in touch with God since you guys are so busy?
You know, pray. Pray is one thing that you can always do. I keep telling myself I gotta start reading the Bible every night before I go to bed and stuff like that. And we're working most weekends, so we try to watch the Zoom services online every once in a while when we can. But
that's cool.
Pray is the one thing you can do, because it's like we can't go to really in-person church right now. So just you can connect with God while you're at home too. So
absolutely,
pray, really.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much I'd say the same thing. You know, I catch myself sometimes. I'm, you know, running around, busy, working, hanging out with friends, and I'll kind of like stop and think like, oh, I haven't prayed in a little bit. So I'll, you know, lay down in my bed and just pray sometimes when I realize that, because, you know, in the busy life, you kind of forget about it sometimes.
Yeah, slip away.
So you got to catch yourself and just
pray.
Talk to him.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, when you do, I find out when you do that, just pray, it kind of gives you a little calmness and
it does.
A little more peace and stuff like that. So without a doubt, because there's a lot of anxieties out there nowadays.
Yeah.
So
yeah, lots of stuff to pray for too.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question.
All right.
What was your favorite mission trip that you guys went on?
Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I didn't even have to think about that.
Yeah.
Costa Rica was my favorite one, because it was like, and this is what we always talked about, like and I remember talking about it when we had like the nightly like questions and we group together and talk about God and everything. One of the questions was, and we talked about how, especially me and him, like we were the quiet kids when we first joined the youth group. and everybody was saying how far we came, because I guess Costa Rica was the trip where like we were together for like, what was it, like a week, so we had like the chance to bond with everyone and everything. And I think that's a trip that I really opened up to everyone, and everybody said it too. They're like, you guys have come like a far way and everything. So I think just that was a trip that like kind of made me open up, and to God too, but to everybody else, like that, hands down, yeah, that was my favorite trip for sure.
Mine would definitely be Costa Rica too, especially because my group got to work with that orphanage that we went to, and being able to see these kids that barely spoke English. We had to attempt to talk to them in the best way we could. They had no families. The people in the orphanage were really the only friends they had. And seeing these kids being some of the happiest people that I've ever seen kind of changed my perspective on like the things that you have. A lot of people here take what they have for granted, and they think they have nothing or whatever, when really they have more than they can imagine compared to these kids.
Yeah, and it was like all the Bible studies and the soccer games and stuff we had with all these kids. Like the one thing, and I remember when I did my speech about that trip, the one thing I talked about was, I think it was a 7-year-old boy. His name was Jesus, and we were like playing soccer with him and everything, and we all got super close with him. And he gave me a note in Spanish, and like I'd only known the kid a couple days, and he gave me a note in Spanish, and I had to ask the translator, like, what does this mean? And the kid wrote down on the note, "We are friends for life," with like a heart. And like that's what kind of like made me realize like how like happy these kids are when they have like so little. So just things like that on that trip is what really made it for me,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome memories, without a doubt.
No, definitely. But yeah, North Carolina, all the hikes we did, all those.
Yeah, the hikes those hikes you really started to bond with people.
Yeah.
Walking for hours with them in front of you and behind you, just tired and cranky, and that's when the real you comes out, really.
Yeah, right.
Start to see who everyone really is.
Father Groff on that hike, that was something. Yeah, but all the trips I love, but Costa Rica is definitely my favorite.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Riley and Jonathan, thank you for coming in on what little time you guys do have, and sharing some thoughts with us. And
of course, enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too, and I know everybody else will as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So thanks again, and we will be talking soon.
Yes.
Hope to see you in church soon.
Yeah.
If we can get that running again, hopefully.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
All right, guys, take care. Good to see you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Later.
Bye.
All right.
Uh-oh, you're evaluating my work.
I am.
Are you subscribed?
I will, with a red button.
And give us a thumbs up.
I'm a fan, of course.